All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to get things started here in just a moment. We're already getting invited into the game. It's going to be Combat X versus Hendreless here in the grand finals. The winner of this best of 5 going to China for the WCG final is going to be one of 3 representatives sent from Canada. And it's another ZVP. We've had a lot of ZVPs here this weekend, but none of them are going to be of the caliber of this game coming up here. So we're going to get things rolling. Masa hanging out.
Oh, I gotta kick him out, man. Alright, ready? Ready?
Ready.
Let's do this. And we need Hendreless, and then we're good to go. Alright, here we go, guys.
So the countdown has begun. WCG Canada Grand Finals here of the Central Qualifier. Intro video roll. Robin, we've made it, man. We've made it to the finals.
It's here.
Sometimes I'm never sure. But we're here.
And we've been watching our players fight through cyberspace.
Yeah. They've come here to decide their fate.
Yeah.
And we're going to celebrate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Epic 80s music. Daybreak is the map choice here. And I always enjoy Daybreak as either A, the first map, or either B, the last map of the series. I don't know why, but I always feel like the best games are on Daybreak whenever you're starting a game or you're finishing a series. So we'll see what's playing out for both our players, but it's very, very nice in PvZ. You have a lot of nice little action on it. And it all comes around to the third basis for both players and what happens.
Absolutely. And I haven't ever really thought about it, but now that you bring it up, I completely agree. First and or last map being Daybreak is almost always a good thing. And I think even more than the actual balance of the map is just how much players have played on it. Like, every single pro player has played at least 8 million games on this map, and that just makes them so comfortable playing on it that they're a lot less likely to make the small mistakes, like forgetting to send an overlord to check at the third base, because those things are literally just ingrained. It's become just muscle memory. You don't even realize you're doing it anymore. You build your overlord, boom, you already know where it's going. You're not figuring anything out on the spot. And in this early game here, it looks like we've already got Combat X going for that Nexus first, and he's doing it blind, not even scouting his opponent.
Yeah, it's a little bit of on the crazy side, but Hendreless went for a 15 pull, so he should be okay, as long as he follows up with the proper defenses. So we'll keep an eye on Combat X. And he has actually, yeah, like you said, he's blind. He hasn't moved a probe out anything. Usually we have a probe immediately already at the opponent's natural or main, denying that a hatchery, starting some shenanigans. But Combat X, maybe, he's either a little bit scared of Hendreless and his ability to hold cheese. I assume they may have hit each other on the ladder a couple times. Or B, he's using the knowledge that he knows that Hendreless has, that, you know what, usually some kind of cheese comes my way, and Combat X is like, okay, I was going to go for a different kind of cheese, economic cheese, and go for an Nexus first.
Yeah, actually, and that's really some of the trademarks of a top player, how they can use some abusive strategies to then allow themselves to do more economic-centric strategies a little bit later on. And Hendreless, who does like to get Zerglings in your base, we saw him trying to do that against Solo Turtle. This time around, he only built 2 Zerglings, and it looks like he's actually just going to run around, make sure to track down this probe, and he's already just spotted it here, so the Zergling's going to go to work already.
Yeah, he actually waited till he got his drone down to the natural before deciding to pick the 2 lings, and again, it's because he knows, it lets him know if he needs the 4 lings we've been talking about all weekend. So now, yeah, gonna go ahead and try and grab this third, doing a good job of microing against his probe. Not gonna allow Combat X to deny that third, and nice choice there. Especially since he knows that it was Nexus first. Oh, making a mistake though and taking some damage on his Overlord, but he should be able to get away.
Yeah, it happens from time to time, especially when you're microing trying to get your hatchery down, but it's not really a big deal, and he's putting it in a safe spot now. There's not going to be any stalkers or sentries out for quite a while. Now, we do see here Combat X already doing something a little bit sneaky. He's got a probe going along the bottom of the map, but look at this Overlord scout positioning for Hendreless. I think he might actually catch this probe here before it gets too far.
Oh, actually the probe's gonna stop. Nice.
Man.
So maybe Combat X has timed out in terms of where he puts, or his opponents put the Overlord. It's actually a pretty standard Overlord. This Overlord is actually heading to
The third base,
yeah, just to check out the area. So, nice job there. But Ling actually coming down to the bottom right. Look at Hendrix being so proactive. Where's the rally point set? Is he gonna see it? He sees the probe and he gets it just in time. Nice job. Being very active.
And that's such a place that you'd almost never scout, and there is a robotics facility already on the way for Combat X, so I think it was just for like a pylon later on, not a proxy Stargate or anything like that. But usually Zerg players, they've got their Zerglings checking, well, if they spawn in the bottom position, the top left, because their Zelnaga Watchtower doesn't cover that, right? And that actually leaves pylons able to go down really close by, and there we see Combat X actually putting down a couple of fake pylons, ends up putting the cancel though, and we see Hendrix, he's still just building drones. Actually, no, he does end up building a round of Zerglings, so Combat X there, just canceling a couple of pylons, got him 5 larvae worth of Zerglings there getting produced.
Yeah, small little trade there. That pylon is finally dealt with, so right away checking into Combat X. He's got that row of mortals on the way, and we should be seeing an influx of gateways very, very soon. In the main, he's got his +1 just now being queued up, so a little bit late on that upgrade. So
he's trying to hit what looks like a Sentry Immortal all-in. He got these gases really quick, so he's going to be able to get lots of Sentries and Immortals going, continue that production. And so this +1 going to finish around the 9-minute mark. And you can go for 1-1 with the Immortal Sentry all-in, but it's still going to finish with more than enough time.
Oh, here we go. A few Lings already on the way. 10 Lings, actually, heading straight to the natural. And good amount of them are actually dispersed immediately there with the Immortal and 2 Sentries. But now Hendrix kind of knows good feel for the first couple of units that are out for Combat X. And that's kind of really useful information, seeing that many Sentries and an Immortal, and seeing no Zealots or anything. Again, that kind of just lose them to believe that something could be coming very soon, especially knowing that the third has not been taken down in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we already see here a 3rd Immortal coming out, so this is going to be like a 4 Sentry all in. The gateway's now going down after the Overlord goes through, so Combat X not getting good vision, but that's actually only 3 extra gateways, bringing Combat X to a total of 4. So, I mean, he still might be trying to expand instead, and in fact, we do have a probe moving down here towards this 3rd base location, going for a really greedy Nexus here is Combat X.
Perhaps him seeing those Zerglings coming into his natural, perhaps making him think, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go for the expansion. Because, like you were saying, everything was gearing up to look like it was going to be an all-in, but this could be Combat X, man. He's a strategist, man. He's not really the best micro player in the world. He's not really that great in terms of full-out engagements, but when it comes to strategy, I think he's pretty good at excelling at that. He's really good at just manipulating the game.
Those pylons that he threw down, you know? He forced, that was 5 drones that didn't happen. That's 250 minerals invested. And meanwhile, he lost a probe, but he was sending that probe out and it was found anyways. So it's kind of an opportunity cost situation, and he lost 50 minerals total by canceling 2 pylons. So doing a good job there. Now, of course, this Nexus is spotted by Hendrix, but when it went down, there was actually 10 drones being produced by Hendrix. So it looks like instead of trying to do aggression, since he assumes his opponent probably going to be throwing down some gateways to defend or something like that, he's just going to be super greedy. And if you take a look at Combat X here, look at that, 4 more gateways on the way, Robin. So, looks like we're going to have a little bit of a Nexus cancel, Sentry Immortal all in.
Oh, yeah. So, looking at it, man, going up into the 960s and 970s, Combat X is really close. He's going to get the cancel. No, he's actually going to go ahead and keep it here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe he's just going to go ahead and leave it there because the Overlord, he saw the Overlord over at 3rd, and he's not even care.
It's possible.
No probes are on the way. So.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't been building probes for a while, so it's definitely an all-in. I'm actually just surprised that he didn't cancel that and hit. His opponent, meanwhile, though, does see that there's no probes mining there or anything like that. Starting to build some units. Slight supply block right now for Hendrix. 136 out of 136 has 5 Overlords on the way. He's got a Zergling here running around trying to spot if there's anything coming. He does see some sentries and the pylon and the warping, so he knows that there's some kind of aggression coming, and he did get those Overlords done, so we got lots of Lings and Roaches here on the way, but man, 5 Immortals, and look at this, 16 Sentries. Force fields, man, they're just never gonna end.
Yeah, well, it looks like Hendrix is on his way. Gonna try and catch his units in the middle of the map here if possible. One, to either A, force a lot of force fields out of these 16 Sentries, or B, maybe get a decent engagement. Unfortunately, he just missed his opportunity just a little bit, and Combat X still moving forward here. Trying to get to this 3rd.
Robin.
What?
This is incredible. Hendrix has researched both Pneumatized Carapace and Ventral Sacs, and he's morphing tons of Banelings in, and guess what force fields aren't very good against? banelings dropping from the sky. So he's going to just sacrifice that third base. He's got a fourth base up anyways, and he knows his opponent is super all in. He's even got some speedlings here taking down the Nexus at the third. So there's no follow-up here for Combat X. And here comes the drop. The units are coming in. The Stalkers trying to focus fire down these Overlords. The units starting to drop. Banelings doing lots of damage. He really wants to hit those sentries if he can. He still has some Banelings in these Overlords, and so many units have gone down. Force fields, though, are pretty good for Combat X, but it looks like too much damage has been done, and the rallying units here should be able to clear out the sentry count down to just 4, soon to be less. And wow, Hendrillus, beautiful, beautiful moves here in this first game. This is going to be an awesome series, Robin.
Comet dropping down to 80 supply in that engagement from 130, I believe. And now with the drones being pulled off the natural middle line, a little bit of them there, he wants to maybe be engaged just once again. Now, remember, as mentioned by Katu, it's still 2 bases for Combat X. Gonna go ahead and engage right away. Overlord's been brought off the side as well, so he can't really micro that well in terms of focusing down the weaker Roaches. Roaches, again, walking up, hugging up on these Stalkers, getting as close as possible. Their +1 hasn't finished quite, or +2 hasn't finished quite yet. Hendrillus still on +1, but he still is holding back Hendrillus with this all-in, or Combat X still all-in.
Yeah, he definitely is. But for now, I mean, the incomes are really similar, and the sentries are just about gone. There's 3 of them left here, and now the force fields just won't be there. Up goes the Guardian Shield. That really does help a lot against both the Queens and the Roaches. Roaches getting up close and personal. Also, 3 of the 5 Immortals are dead. It looks like a 4th one there is dying as well. Yes, it does go down as those Overlords try to soak up some damage as well. And the Queen's now even going after that War Prism. That's it. There's no way that this is going to work for Combat X anymore. And now Hendrillus, I mean, he is continuing to build Zerglings and Roaches, but he's killed off his opponent's third base. He's got still a third base up, and he's already sent a bunch of drones to start mining there, so he is in good shape here. Combat X, I mean, how can he even defend? These Zerglings and Roaches, man, they can hop into those Overlords and get right back on the offensive.
Yeah, he's straight up dropping the main once again. That's what Hendrillus did earlier, actually, in Game 3 when we saw him play in the semifinals. At the moment, he's going to clear out some pylons, maybe gear up, get some more Roaches, some Lings together, and then potentially just get ready for another drop. He hasn't started droning again. He's using the drones that he retained from his natural and putting on that third and top left corner. So again, just this is Hendrillus' game here. He's going to go ahead and decide to get +1 Carapace, keep up with the upgrade, 7 more Roaches on the way. But just watch out for this drop, man. We have Combat X outside of the natural, really trying to hold that front line, but there's no front line in the main.
No, there isn't, and he doesn't have any units there at all. And here comes that drop. We got about 7, 8 Overlords there loaded up. Meanwhile, the War Prism here still trying to micro, still trying to do something. The Queen, though, is driving it off. And we got a couple of sentries warped in. Sentries, though, don't do too much damage to those Overlords, and this is going to be a huge drop. Looking at the unit counting station, 2 Immortals, a handful of Stalkers and sentries against just a slew of Roaches and Zerglings. And meanwhile, back at home, that War Prism just not doing anything for Combat X. This is looking dire. We do have the Immortals here taking lots of damage. The Roaches just charging, and the Force Field doing a pretty good job, but there's just so many units that it's destroying everything, and these are such expensive units for Combat X to replace. Down goes the sentries, more units at the front. GG from Combat X. Hendrillus takes game 1.
GG, man. Well played by Hendrillus.
Yo, man, this guy is the boss.
Yeah, trying
Dude,
to...
dropping Banelings on the Sentry Immortal all in?
Yeah.
That gives you nerd chills, man. That is so sick.
That's so old school. That was back in the day when those were so darn strong, and he just crushed it. Again, after he did the first engagement with the Banelings, did a lot of damage. I would have preferred he waited till level 2 came out for his upgrades, but still, he got it done nicely, and then followed up to a drop into the main, and just knew Combat X couldn't hold it off. So, well done, man. GG by Hendra.
Yeah, really, really GG. That was, I don't know, man. Like, it's such a risky move to go for an upgrade like Ventral Sacs that early on. And I don't know, man. As for lag, it looks like I did drop some frames there for a while, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do, guys. Twitch TV just has some issues sometimes with their servers. So, yeah, I wasn't getting any in-game lag. It's just, unfortunately, some dropped frames. But this is the WCG Canada, sponsored by Samsung. It's the Central Finals, and that means that whoever wins this series is going to China. We're going to go to a quick commercial break here as we're getting invited to the next game. Don't go anywhere, guys. Lots more games to come.
All right, you ready, Kevin? And flip.
Whoa! Did you get that?
Yep. Look at this. Takes like 20 pictures at a time. I never miss anything. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that's really cool. You should upload these.
I know, right?
That is really amazing. Pictures are so clear.
Kevin's a handsome devil.
That phone does everything. Search dog tricks.
Okay, see if we can teach him something cool. Look at how lazy Kevin is.
Kevin, get it together, dude.
Come on, Kevin.
Take 20 pictures with Burst Shot on the Galaxy S3.
Yeah.
I am not just a television. I am a Samsung Smart TV. I am your cheer on Canada and follow Twitter on screen machine. The only question is, where will your passions take us?
Alright guys, we are back. We're in the lobby here. Just going to take a second, getting all the casters in, making sure we're ready to go.
Who's Leia?
I don't know.
Should I boot him,
yeah,
her?
I believe so.
Boom. Did it. I'm going to start it. I think it's ready.
Look at that abuse of power.
I know, man. I like power. It makes you feel strong. Like the guy from Lord of the Rings, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Hagrid? Alright guys, the game's starting. That was a very purposeful joke, I assure you. But we are going into game 2 here between Hendulus and Combat X. Don't go anywhere.
I think I'm stealing that joke. From now on, if anyone wants to talk about anything, I'm just going to say Hagrid.
I love it. I've been doing it with my friends for a long while.
Funny,
just like completely mixing up the two. Because like I'm such a huge nerd that I know everything about Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, alright? Like, I know the movie versions, I know... Well, actually, the Harry Potter movies, you know what? I'm not even going to go into it, Robin. Okay.
I think the only one that... I'm going to go into it. The only one that was good, I felt, was the 5th one.
No, that was the worst one, man.
What? I thought that one was really good.
Oh, dude, Order of the Phoenix?
I thought the 4th was horrible.
Oh, well, I mean, I felt like almost all of them were horrible. The 7th, like the 2 7th ones, were all right. They were okay. You know,
first one was bad.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Chamber of Secrets was definitely the worst one. That was the worst one. But then Order of the Phoenix is the second worst one because, like in the book, man, Harry Potter's like all bratty and whiny all the time. Because he's, you know, going through that, like, teenager phase that kids go through. And in the movie, that just, like, didn't happen. And then some of the lines that he was giving was just, like, it just wasn't making sense. That frustration was never conveyed. And it made parts of the movie not make sense, man. It was the worst.
If you say so, man. I don't know.
Oh, I do.
Oh, well. Well, Combat X actually went Gateway first, and he's currently boosting out Zealots.
Yeah, we saw him do this yesterday on this same map. He likes it, likes to go for this early gateway pressure. Ohana, it's a rather short rush distance, and I mean, the Overlord just got there, so Hendulus only just now has any idea what's coming his way.
Luckily for him, he opened with a 15 pull low, which is going to give him the ability to hold us off, but the whole point of these Zealots, just moving their way across the middle of the map here, is wanting to play this natural way longer than it already is. We have Combat X and Cybernetics Core being built there as well, and only a few links, so we'll see what he can do here, bringing the probe as well, and if he can use his Cybernetics Core and this pylon in a position to jam his Zealot there to where he can get surrounded so easily, he can do a lot of damage.
Absolutely, and the second Zealot is at about the Zelnog Watchtower, so it's getting pretty close, but there are some extra Zerglings popping out, so I think that Hendulus is actually going to be just fine. A third Zealot popping out, and Hendulus might even get counter-attack aggressive here. Here come the Zealots, there's the Zerglings trying to get that surround. The Queen coming in here, and he needs to keep those Zealots surrounded so that the Queen can really engage. Great micro here so far by both players. There's the Zergling surround, but no, the Zealots do manage to escape, and that means that here, Combat X is still trading nicely. And that probe is so important, Robin, because Zealots, before they get that +1, 3-shot Zerglings. But with that one extra probe shot, they actually end up 2-shotting them again. So That's why that probe is there, engaging, and now with a third Zealot showing up and not too many extra Zerglings coming, it's actually getting a little bit tricky here for Hendulus. Looks like he's going to lose a queen.
Yeah, the Cybernetic score, this drone is still staying top of it. He loses the queen, that's huge, and the Cybernetic score is still up, unfortunately, with 61 HP. And from here, the Zealots are trying their best to deal with the more Zerglings that are coming out, and Hendulus is going for a straight lair here. Combat X pulling out the easy, and he's going to kill off this drone as well. So it looks like Combat X, with this cheese, if you will, and some great micro, could potentially just keep this game going in his favor. He's already got his Nexus on the way at home. He's getting walled in. He's got a 4 set up as well. What it comes down to is what Hendulus is going to use his one base off of. He's going to go for Spire Tech or potentially even a Nidus network. Yesterday, we had a player who got denied their natural, and Combat X straight up said, hey, Nidus won't work. He's very active in scouting around his base.
Absolutely. He just even had a probe running around in his main, just taking a look around to see if there was maybe any overlords getting in position somewhere that he could get a Nexus going. And we've got double photon cannons going up as well. The Zealots made it up into the main base here for Combat X. He didn't spot the gas, though. He didn't spot the lair, so he can't know for sure if there's anything coming just yet.
Oh man, well here we go. Ling's running across the middle of the field here. He's already walled in. The 2 photon cannons are up, and there is no way Hendulus is going to break this. So at this point, what does he do? I mean, he goes for a Nidus network, it looks like. And looking around, there is an overlord in between the main and the natural. And there's no pylon in the bottom left corner. He could potentially land that right there on the edge of the canvas in the bottom left corner. We'll see what he plans to do. Although he does have a roadborne.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You can go for a Speedling all-in. He's got that metabolic boost finishing up. But really, like, we've got this rallied Nexus to the natural for Combat X. And so this Overlord, when it goes for that Nidus, it might get spotted really quickly here. As we see the probes, they pop out in the perfect position. And here comes a probe. Will it spot that Nidus? Yes, it does. Just barely spots the Nidus. And now Combat X, he needs to react immediately. There they go. The probe's going to engage. The Nidus Worm here will not get up in time. Or will it? The Zealot's getting there. The Sentry as well. And no, it does get shut down. Combat X there, really proud of himself.
Yep, right away, man. So there we go. Gonna put a pylon there to prevent that from happening once again. And now at this point, Hendulus is hurting. He's invested a lot into links. He's invested a lot into tech that's not going to be usable. A lot of gas around that area. He's going to go ahead and try this once again, it looks like. Loading up his Nidus network. Oh, nope, he just had it rallied there. And he's going to try and poke around the natural, but Combat X has got everything covered. Ahead in supply, 52 to 44. Checking in the harvesters, he's ahead 39 to 24 as well. The only thing Hendulus can do from here is maybe double expand, get a triple and a 4th, and hope that Combat X doesn't push out for a while. But even then, that's pretty scary.
Because, I mean, he's only got 25 drones, so right now, like, extra bases really just doesn't even help that much because he doesn't have any drones to saturate them. So it looks like he is trying to go into some of that drone production. He's got 30 drones to 41 probes, and we've got Immortals popping out here for Combat X. He's starting to throw down some gateways as well, but he doesn't have a lot of them going just yet. We'll have to see. Yeah, he's only going up to 4, so looks like a similar build to last game in terms of the Sentry Immortal, because he did get rather quick gas. Getting that +1, but he also could expand. I don't know, I feel like expanding would just play into Hendulus' favor, though, because Zergs, they can build, 10, 20 drones at a time. Protoss can't quite do that, and if you're just not aggressive, might be given a chance for Hendulus to get back in this game.
Well, Combat's did a good job of keeping that probe above that 30 to see if there's any hatcheries going down. He knows that Hendulus is stuck on 2 bases. Now, what are some things that you can do off 2 base? The Nidus Network thing didn't work out too well. I mean, you can go Infestor route and try and prolong the game, or you can go Spire Tech. He's getting Twilight Council, which is going to help him. He's going to grab that Blink, and he's warping in a couple of Stalkers now as well. So, Combat X, I don't know, he's just so far ahead. Anything he does right now, as long as it's not, like, stupid, like just throwing away the game or anything, I don't know, he's pretty much do whatever he wants, man. Kid's trying everything to win. Yeah, it's true, man.
That's a good one coming from Combat X, but
yeah,
we digress.
You're in a tournament, man. Like, who wouldn't? But
well, Combat X did scout that Spire with his Observer, so he's going straight into that Twilight Council, going to try to get that Blink. And actually, Spire Tech is another reason for Combat X to not take a 3rd base. If you get a 3rd base, that's just one extra location that Hendulus is going to be able to harass. So I'm not sure exactly what Combat X is thinking here. It's almost impossible to tell most of the time. He does have a lot of different builds under his belt, but I feel like he's just going to try to hold off these mutas at first and then get a couple of cannons up perhaps. He's already got 3 in his main base around that nexus. He's getting a couple up at that natural and then probably just push out and kill his opponent. Mutas, unfortunately, just aren't too strong in a straight-up fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's photon cannons, the main and natural as well. Everything's just really well defended here. Just here we go. Mutas flying across the middle of the map. He's even trying to expand that bottom right corner. Combat X does see it right away, and with blink, actually, I think he can blink right down there and start harassing it if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see what Hinders can do here. He's gonna try his best and potentially get lucky, but Combat X sees it.
He's only got 6 mutas as well, so that makes it tough. Blink isn't quite done yet, but it's only got 15 seconds to go. There's even a Chrono Boost going, so that's going to make it that much quicker. And Hendros here definitely in a lot of trouble, and it all just comes down to that early game. If you had like 2 extra zealots, or 2 extra zerglings rather, literally just 2 extra zerglings, everything would have been different. You wouldn't have lost that early queen. You would have been able to clean everything up, and this game would have gone on with Hendrillus just continuing to macro up against his opponent. Now in come the mutas, kill a couple of probes. Stalkers do blink, but no mutas go down, so good control here so far by Hendrillus.
We have a Dark Shrine on the way for Combat X, still on 2 bases though, as we do have a 3rd and 4th finally finishing up very soon for Hendrillus. One's very far down the bottom right, but he's still a 3rd nonetheless, and he's got a 4th a little bit over halfway done. I mean, if he can keep his mutas and essentially keep Combat X contained while he gets some more drones out, because he's actually tied 46 to 45, because Combat X is on 2 bases, it'd be pretty much inefficient to really start moving towards more probes.
Yeah.
He can make something happen, but again, it's all ifs. It's all on Combat X's side here. He needs to be the one to be the aggressive player.
And I mean, we do have a pylon here going down. That pylon's actually going to give a range on the bottom, so zealots can get warped in right into that base, or even DTs, as you said, the Dark Shrine on the way, and it's just about to finish. There's also a proxy pylon here to the top right. Oh, will Hendrillus spot it? No, not until that extractor's done, and unfortunately the Dark Shrine finishing way before that extractor. There is an Overseer and a Zergling group here close by, but that Dark Templar here is still likely to do some good damage.
Hindus immediately goes ahead and warps in an Overseer, but unfortunately these ETs are going to do a little bit of damage here, picking off a couple of drones, and with the Mutas he will be able to pick off the DTs, but here comes the majority of the army, the Immortals, Zealots, Stalkers, all coming down to the bottom right, even an Archon in the mix as well. Combat X 131 to 123 supply, killing off this 3rd base, and it's probably on the very far top right corner, but that's being dealt with by the Zerglings, so here we go. Combat X finally pushing across the middle of the map here.
And those mutas flying home to try and go defend that 3rd base, that basically just allowed Combat X to even do this. Now we see Hendrillus, he's trying to fly across the map, even bring his Zerglings as well to go for that counterattack play, but there's lots of cannons here to defend, 4 at the natural ramp, 1 back at the natural mineral line, so this is going to be really tough for Hendrillus to put enough pressure on his opponent to actually force him back. And there's the blink forward by Combat X, getting right up close to those Spine Cars. Spine Cars just dropping so fast. Those Stalkers and Immortals do extra damage to armored units. The Zerglings and Mutas do make it up into the main base, doing lots of damage as well. And Zerg race usually is better in these base race situations, but I just feel like Combat X is so far ahead, man. 140 supply to 93 that he'll be able to like split up his army and actually still go and hunt down Hendrillus while protecting his new bases.
Very, very true here. And I'm looking around. I don't see any drones that may have escaped for Hendrillus anywhere, so he can build a Vespene Geyser anywhere. So it's looking like it's going to be way hard for him to win the space trade, considering the situation that he's already in. But he's going to attempt it here. Going to go start breaking down everything within the main. He did take out all the pylons by the gateways as well, so Combat X can't warp anything in quite yet. But we have pylons and a Nexus in the top right corner for Combat X to rebuild a base. He just simply has the resources to do so. And here we go. Another engagement right in the main as well. All Stalkers are dealt with, but the probes are slithering out. And those are kind of important to kill off in a base race.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's already some probes out for Combat X, so it's not that kind of desperation situation, but it's going to still allow Combat X to get back into mining, get back in economy much, much quicker. And we do see here almost all the buildings going down for Hendrillus. He's got 1 extractor going up here over at the 3rd base, but it's going to get revealed almost immediately. And now Hendrillus just spotted his opponent's Nexus. His Zerglings finished off the Nexus back at home, but unfortunately, we're going to see Combat X just push towards this extractor, and that's just going to be it. There's the GG.
Yep. Good try, though, from Hendrillus, though. I would have GG'd out
Yeah,
Just,
again, it's
looking at things.
just so tough
Yeah.
after to come back from that early game, and he really just needed 1 or 2 extra Zerglings, and that would have been it. He would have been able to hold, get that extra damage in. The micro from Combat X and Hengilus were both good. Hengilus trying to get that surround, Combat X denying it by always stutter stepping back with those zealots. And it's funny to see melee units stutter step, but it actually makes a pretty big difference. So we do have a tied up series here, guys. It's a best of 5. Nothing is decided yet. Actually, we just turned it into a best of 3, didn't we?
Wait, what? Yeah, we did, actually, now, because it's at 1-1, so
Yeah,
you're right, man.
only
Why are you
3
dropping
games.
numbers on me like that?
It's true, you
Jeez.
shouldn't do math on stream.
Yeah, man.
This is the WCG Canada, sponsored by Samsung, happening right now in Toronto in the Eaton Centre. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Already getting invited to the next game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
No problem.
What did you guys just do right there?
Just gave him a video.
Okay, let's get started.
You did that without a dongle.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm texting and watching a video at the same time.
It's a boy. Check it out.
3. Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
That's cool. Wow. This is a lot to process. Yeah.
Introducing the Galaxy S3. Share like never before.
I am not just a television. I am a Samsung Smart TV. I am your cheer on Canada and follow Twitter on screen machine. The only question is, where will your passions take us?
Alright guys, we are back into game, and we've actually gone to Cloud Kingdom, which is pretty interesting, Robin.
Ooh.
I would not expect that to be Hengilus' choice.
I guess most of the shenanigans on this map, though, are pretty figured out. For the most part. In terms of cannon rushes, and then, of course, the proxy gates. Anything that's too cheesy is kind of figured out. And also, just because it's so easy for Protoss to grab their second base on this map and whatnot, it allows Hengilus to get to a second and third base. So that's why I kind of assume that that's maybe why he's chosen this, because he wants to get to a mid-game where he feels stronger.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And we do see Combat X here going for that same opening as he went for last game, getting that gateway down here on the low ground. And of course, we saw last game Hengilus having a bit of trouble dealing with it, and Combat X is hoping that he can make that situation here repeat itself in game number 3. But Hengilus, I feel like he knows, you know, he was building drones and Zerglings at the same time to try to hold off that pressure. And this time around, he knows just 1 or 2 less drones, 2 or 4 more Zerglings, and then, you know, the damage done will be just greatly minimized, and both players will be on pretty even footing. Because if I can say one more thing, Robin, it's just when you go for this gateway pressure, you actually really delay your Nexus quite a bit. So even though the hatchery will still be delayed and some Zerglings were forced, it still actually ends up being in Hengilus' favor as long as he holds it, you know, rather cost efficiently.
Well, here we go. Overlord sees the first Zealot already on the way. Now, will Hengilus hold this off a little bit better compared to last game? We'll see momentarily as spawning pools finish up. Get the first queen on the way. I would like him to maybe get the second queen up immediately queued up afterwards, in case the aggression fails.
Oh, and he's even going to get a spine crawler here.
Oh yeah, he really wants to hold this.
That's actually a little bit odd, I find, because the spine crawler won't be able to get to the low ground, won't be able to help where Hengilus is trying to take his extra base. So it's kind of just a little bit odd there. The Zergling's trying to go to work on that pylon, and in fact, in the end, he's trying to get that probe as well. And he's got enough Zerglings here to actually engage that Zealot and probe. Ooh, a quick little pause there by Combat X, and he might actually... Yeah, I think so, because he forgot to build his extra pylon. So he just lost that pylon. He can't build his third Zealot right now.
Yeah, he's mad.
Or did his third Zealot just pop out? No, his third Zealot just popped out. so that's okay.
Hmm.
But we do have a bit of a pause here. It could even just be lag. You know, we did have some slight issues earlier on with Solo Turtle. His computer lagged out for a bit. So, you know, if your computer starts getting maybe even just a bit laggy, probably smart to pause just to make sure that the game doesn't go on.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll find out what's going on here shortly.
Well, we'll await the answers here as we sit back and wait. But so far,
Hendricks
even
is
though we
in
got
good
the
shape.
yeah, spine car going on. Hendricks, though, he's been a little more active in lings. Last time, remember, he got 6 lings and just kind of stopped and waited a little bit. And unfortunately, they were dealt with a little bit better than he thought. And they made more lings. He's got 4 more following after this. He really wants to shut this down and not allow any mistakes to happen on his part to where he's so far behind. So, nice choices here in terms of pulling off the aggression.
I mean, I honestly feel like he's overcommitting to holding it, and it's going to end up being Combat X and Hendricks really on rather similar economies going in towards the mid-game. But, like you said earlier, Hendricks, he just wants to make sure he gets to that mid-game where he feels he's going to be a stronger contender. Because Combat X, I mean, everyone knows him as the master of cheese, but the thing about cheese is that it's always happening early game, so it really makes him a master of the early game, and so Hendricks is just trying to survive that, get into the mid game.
Oh, well, apparently it was a lag issue, as Perplex is saying in the chat, so hopefully that does get resolved and we'll be able to go from there. It's very important to have no lag at this point in the game because of the aggression that Combat X is putting on here.
If a surround actually lands, that's going to be horrible for Combat X.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So how was that pizza? It was good?
It was good. It's good.
What kind?
Casey's Pizza. It's like a convenience store that's like horrible in every area in terms of gas, in terms of actual food, in terms of service, but their pizza, godlike. So they get business.
What kind was it?
It's
flavors.
Hamburger.
Topping. Hamburger, oh. I've only had that once, like double cheeseburger pizza.
Do you have Tostino's in...
I don't think so.
Canada?
Is that a store or a brand of frozen pizza?
It's a brand of frozen pizza.
No.
You don't have Tostino's? What? Everyone has Tostino's.
I've never seen Tostino's.
What?
My
Go to the
Canadian
store
viewers,
and
have
look.
you
It's in a
seen
red
Tostino's?
box. It's like $1 pizza. It is the best pizza in the world.
What, $1 pizza?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude,
Man,
it's so good.
You Americans are lucky. You got really cheap food. That's
we
something
got really
that
fat people too.
It's true because your food is so cheap, man. I can't afford to eat enough to be fat. Food's expensive.
I mean, it's whatever, man. Whatever.
So we're just trying to figure things out here. Our admin elemental wondering what's happening. Robin's gonna go represent Canada and China apparently. But yo, man, I fried up some chicken. And that's good stuff, man. You get the Montreal. I do a combination of the Montreal steak spice and the Montreal chicken spice. It's amazing.
It's ridiculous how healthy chicken is. Well, when you fry it, that's not good. But putting it
it's
on
okay.
the
I fried
stove,
it in butter. Butter's healthy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's better. It goes down easier, so therefore it leaves the body easier. So way healthy.
Exactly.
I understand the thought process on this. Oh man. No links. Lemonparty.com. Okay, so we're just waiting for the lag to finish up. No, Jen.
They are playing in the middle of a mall, so internet issues are not the craziest thing that anyone's ever heard of.
It's true.
I mean, I don't even know how they do that. Like, are they on wireless? Do they have satellite? I don't know. Did they just like walk into a store and try to plug in? Are they tethering through a Samsung phone?
Yeah.
It's impossible to tell.
Are they selling a car in the middle of the mall, and they had to literally send out a message to everybody, a direct email? I mean, that could take a little bit of bandwidth.
Maybe they're going through OnStar, which has OnStar. They're using that for internet. You never know.
Freaking OnStar, man.
There's just so many options, Robin. We
should have made OnStar, dude. It's like the cheapest way to make money ever. Like, real talk.
I don't get how there's no monthly subscription though. Same thing with GPS systems. Like,
don't you pay like a one-time fee of like $500 when you first buy your car?
Well, I think it usually like comes with the car, and it's more like dealers who use it as like promotional tool. But that's the thing, right? You pay a one-time fee, which means that like sooner or later OnStar's gonna stop working, right? Or like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Do they have a contract that says that they're gonna be working for at least the next 5 years?
Maybe like every time they get a phone call in, it charges
no
somebody somewhere.
No.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't.
Do they have
it
ads
doesn't
when
do
you call?
that.
We should call and see if they have ads.
Maybe. That's how they're staying afloat. Ads, like someone just had a car crash, they're dying, and they call OnStar, and it's like, your call will commence after this ad in 16 seconds.
Yeah. So mad about
The person there, they're like, oh
about
my
life
god,
insurance.
my husband's dying.
You need life insurance. That'd be too fun. Too
Use
good. Too good.
quantum finish for clean dishes.
Comet X, we need to get this game going, man. We need to fix the lag because in 6 hours my TV shows start, and I'm not waiting. I'm sorry, I will finish
Robin's
the
gonna watch that Walking Dead. I mean,
Walking Dead, Dexter, and Homeland, man. And then I got to stream
Homeland?
afterward.
Isn't that horse one?
What?
Or no, that's Heartland. My mom used to watch
I wanna
this
see
like
that.
this horse show. That it's like just a bunch of ranchers in like Western Canada.
Oh, never mind. I
It
don't
was
want to see
called-
that.
It was called Heartland, not Homeland.
There's this ad has been going on. Steven Spielberg presented this War Horse. That's it. That's supposed to be coming out on Showtime. That I want to watch. It looks pretty epic.
I saw a couple commercials for that, I think.
It looks epic, man. Like the music that goes with it just makes me want to watch it. I was like, Marina, this movie looks amazing. We need to watch it. She goes, it's just the damn music. The movie's gonna suck itself, but the music's epic. I was like, I don't care. I'm watching it. I'm gonna
The
watch
trailer's
it.
gonna be better than the movie. It happens so often.
Exactly. Yes, Twiz Pops. I'll be streaming tonight, but it might be too late for you. Because it'll be like 9 o'clock my time, which is in 8 hours. Apparently, we're going to go ahead and restart it because Combat X has left the game. So, I guess we're redoing it?
I guess we are. We
Hmm.
must. We must.
We must go back into game number 3.
Yep, so, vehicle of esports, technology, so on and so forth. Everyone's heard the tasteless, should I call it a statement? Or
Yeah.
conversation?
I think someone put it best whenever he talks about it. It's kind of like going to a baseball event and it gets rained out.
Yeah.
You just got to deal with it, man.
Or
Gotta deal with the rescheduling.
NASCAR, yellow flag.
Yep.
For
Yep.
most of the laps. That's no fun. No one wants to watch yellow flag. It's boring. I don't even actually want to watch NASCAR at all. But I
actually just
assume-
watch NASCAR for the highlights and the dumb people that they show.
Oh.
Sorry, like NASCAR is #1 in the United States in terms of sports, and I don't understand why.
It can't be number one. It's not number one.
Yeah, it's #1 when it
No
comes.
way.
To,
People must
yeah,
like football more.
It destroys football. It's #1 in the United States. People freaking love NASCAR. I don't know why.
I
All it is
mean-
people making left turns all day.
It's true. None of those drivers know how to turn right.
One day they should like flip all their cars so that they have to go right, and
They're the Derek Zoolanders of car driving.
they're like, I can't go right. We can't wait. They just all turn left at the turn and all just crash.
Yeah.
Be the best pile up ever.
Well, like, you know how there's that myth that if you just turn right all the time, then you'll save
Mhm.
gas? Like, instead of turning left, you actually just do 3 right turns?
What?
Like, yeah, man, they did it
Myth?
on Mythbusters. So it has to be a
What?
myth.
No.
Look, Mythbusters rules my universe, so don't be talking about no Mythbusters being false. Yeah,
What?
man. Like, if you turn right 3 times and, like, go around a block, then it's like you turned left, right? Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
And if you do that, then you actually end up saving gas because you never come to a complete stop and you're never idle. And it's a myth. It ends up being...
But what if there's stop signs? Should you just go left anyways?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they went in that depth. I think
I don't think this is a myth,
I think
man.
they stuck to lights.
You're pulling my leg, dude.
It's
You're
a
trying
myth.
to like, make
It's
me
a
look
myth.
dumb
They
on
did it
screen.
on Mythbusters,
No,
and it
I'm-
wasn't true. I'm telling you, it's not true. I'm not saying
I'm gonna
it's
ask
true.
Combat X about this.
He'd
Is
probably
it true
know.
that if you make
No,
3
it's less
rights,
fuel to go left.
save gas compared to going
I don't even
left?
remember why we
shouldn't
got
do it.
into this conversation. I was
I don't
trying to
know
make
either.
a point, and now you ruined it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to ask him because he's about to start a game. But I will get to the bottom of this, man.
It's important. If you can save gas, I mean, at however many dollars a gallon. Okay, you got to help me on this one here. Why do you use gallons?
Huh?
Why do you guys use gallons? Why are you guys
You
crazy?
guys use kilometers?
Liters.
Oh. Go ahead and start the game.
Gallons are crazy.
I don't know.
I don't even know how much a gallon... Like, I know a gallon's like 4 liters, but how many fluid ounces in a gallon? I don't know. Could be anything.
Because for America, we like to be different, man. I apologize. Go, Katu.
I don't know.
I'm host again. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Why don't you use gallons? That's right, Fanafia. He knows it.
Because they don't make any sense.
They make sense to us, obviously. What do we have in America? What, like 17 billion people? We know this stuff.
Yeah, you have 17 million people.
Yeah. We got it.
I think like the size of New York is 17 million.
Hey man, we got nuclear bombs. Just do what we say, all right?
Yeah, you have 17 million nuclear bombs, but like
That's right. We each have our own bomb in our house. Like when you're born, you're actually given a nuclear bomb, and your parents take care of it until you turn 18. But when you turn 18, they actually give you the nuclear bomb, and you sign it, and the paper's yours, and it's actually yours for the rest of your life. And you can use it whenever you want. But when
all
the
right,
government calls,
Twiz
use
says
it.
there's 160 fluid ounces in a gallon. All right.
Okay.
Now there's 16
Overlay.
ounces. No, I'm good. There's
Okay.
16 ounces in a pound, but
Yeah.
160 fluid ounces in a gallon. Why, Robin?
Because we don't
Why?
like zeros. That's an obvious answer. Zeros are
Why?
you don't need them. They mean no numerical value, but yet they make things bigger. So there's no point of it, man. Just take off the zero, and we go that way.
Exactly.
Bam.
But why is there a zero in 160 fluid ounces in a gallon?
I know. So we'll just go straight up gallons. So we say 1 gallon. Done.
All right. Spawning in the top right, guys. This is our second attempt at a game number 3. It is our Pink Protoss Combat X.
Twiz Pops, that's the best line. Yep, there's Combat X, and this time looks like he is going for the gateway again. He's going to go and try the same strat. In the bottom left corner, we have Henderlisk, and let's see what he's going for. Most likely going to be, straight up into a 15 pool. So, this time going for gas right away afterwards, too.
Yeah.
He wants to defend this. He's going to assume it's coming again, and he wants to follow up with some tech right away.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a blind counter here by Hengelis. He's going to be able to go right into some Ling Roach aggression. Actually, you know what, though? Now that I think about it, Combat X, he does follow up the gateway with a Forge, which means that he should be able to get cannons out in time before the Roaches make it out across the map. So it's actually a little interesting here to see how it's going to play out, because usually if you go for this early gas, it's really for the Ling Roach all-in off of like 20, 22 drones or so. So first Zealot is moving out across the map here, Robin, and I mean this is the third time that Hengelis is going to have tried to hold this off, and we'll see if he's got it nailed down by now.
Oh, 7 S4 now on the way as well. 6 Lings have been queued up. Got the Queen. The only thing that's a little bit different here is that we have Speed immediately being queued up afterwards as well. So we'll have mobility on the side of Hengelis after he holds this. And here we go. Going to go ahead and start knocking away on the pylon. Zealot gets here right away. So the last 3 games have basically been a repeat on how to hold this off. Let's see if Combat X can successfully make the aggressiveness work, or if Hengelis can hold it off fine.
Yeah, and there that Zealot trying to get to those mineral lines, make sure that he can get into a non-surroundable location. We do not have the Queen. Oh, there she goes now actually to join in the fight. The second Zealot has shown up, but there's a lot of Zerglings already here for Hengelis, and I think he's going to be just fine. He's even got a couple more Zerglings on the way here, getting that extra Queen, and I think he's just going to keep making Zerglings and straight up counter with a lot of Speedlings, because the Forge hasn't even started yet here. Whoa, Metabolic Boost is going to be done way before any cannons are up.
Okay. So here we go, running on in, and yep, everything's looking pretty decent so
Look at
far.
that fake.
for
Look at that
Angel, yeah.
drone.
So good, so
I mean,
good, man.
He's going to have enough money here in a second to put down the hatchery, but he just wants to make sure his opponent knows that he's going for that hatchery to make him think there's no attack coming. But look at that, the Forge just started, and in 10 seconds, Metabolic Boost is done. So these Zealots are maybe not even going to make it home. Oh, nice turn by Combat X there. It actually takes out a lot of Zerglings without taking too much damage.
Well, there we go. Still taking off some Lings as well. And now beelining straight to this natural. Probes are on the way to try and block it off. And will they get there in time? No! Land on top of the probes, and here we go. Combat X suddenly in trouble here. 3 probes will go down. He's trying to block off the wall. If he knows he needs to block it, and unfortunately will not be doing so. And he kills off a nice amount of...
GG!
He must have meant GG instead of F10N, but Combat X.
Well, F10N actually means GG in Combat X-ish.
Language.
Yeah. Combat Xian.
Nice play there from Hengelis, though. Really well done.
Yeah, no, that was like the perfect counter there for Hendless with that gas, and Combat X just, he wanted to get that Nexus down, and it just delayed the Forge a little bit too long. He got a little bit too greedy, and that's what happened to Hendless in the last game on Ohana. He wanted to get a couple extra drones out instead of fully make sure he held off his opponent's Zealots. It was Hendless who was greedy that game, and he lost. Now it's Combat X getting the Nexus down instead of the Forge, being a bit too greedy, and he's the one here getting punished. So, this is, I mean, soon we're going to see players here going for like 12 Forges, putting up cannons, and 12 pools, trying to get Zerglings out as quickly as possible, because, I mean, it just doesn't seem safe for anyone anywhere. Non-stop aggression.
Man. None. All-out war here at WCG.
Oh, yeah,
well,
man.
guys,
They're here to decide their fate.
Very true, man. Let's and fight in cyberspace. Let's go ahead and run the commercials, guys. We'll be right back, and we'll get ready for game number 4. Right?
Yes, sir. Already getting
4.
invited.
All right, you ready, Kevin? And flip.
Whoa! Did you get that?
Yep. Look at this. Takes like 20 pictures at a time. I never miss anything. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that's really cool. You should upload these.
I know, right?
That is really amazing. Pictures are so clear.
Kevin's a handsome devil.
That phone does everything. Search dog tricks.
Okay, see if we can teach him something cool. Look at how lazy Kevin is.
Kevin, get it together, dude.
Come on, Kevin.
Take 20 pictures with Burst Shot on the Galaxy S3.
I am not just a television. I am a Samsung Smart TV. I am your cheer on Canada and follow Twitter on screen machine. The only question is, where will your passions take us?
Did that girl just go into the TV? That girl just go into the TV on Samsung commercial? She like walked into it. The ring, man. The ring. I gotta invite. There we go. Who's the other guy? Elemental. Oh. Okay. Cool. Fantastic. You should play our song. No, our song. Obligations. Oh, okay. Darn it, man. I want some money. Yeah. Yeah. Wait.
I was muted that whole time.
F you, man. F you.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Everyone's like, who's Tim speaking to? You're such a dick. I'm not talking to you for 3 minutes. You're in timeout.
I don't know, my mom tried to give me timeouts, Rob, and it didn't work out for her. I don't think it will work out for you. How did that even happen? All we need is to believe we can. We'll make our stand beyond the game. They even got Bon Jovi singing in the background of this song, man. They're pretty pro.
by, a passion to win, playing heart to heart, face to face. The challenge of a lifetime stands before us now. Beyond the game, through the portal into cyberspace, we have come to decide our fate. We're here to celebrate. Beyond the game, beyond the game. At last, the moment's at hand. All we need is to believe we can. We'll make our stand. Beyond the game, 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 beyond the game. The world's cyber games. The teams are here, the spirit is right. We're connected now in a powerful way. We celebrate our diversity around the world with a passion to
All right, your timeout's over. Welcome.
the planet will be watching. The message will be heard. Beyond the game, through the portal into cyberspace, we have come to decide our fate. We're here to celebrate. Beyond the game, beyond the game. At last, the moment's at hand. All we need is to believe we can. We'll make our stand. Beyond the game, through the portal into cyberspace, we have come to decide our fate. We're here to celebrate. Beyond the game, beyond the game, beyond the game. At last, the moment's at hand. All we need is to believe we can.
Are the mods really kicking people who are talking about Dota?
Perplexed is, yeah,
That would be hilarious.
he's kind of Nazi, man.
What's wrong with Dota?
Starts with a D and ends with Oda. Duh.
Yeah, that's definitely something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you're a LoL fan, you have to at least admit that Dota started MOBAs. Like, League of Legends wouldn't exist if Dota didn't exist.
Nuh-uh. Warcraft 3 started Dota. So Dota wouldn't exist without Warcraft 3, which is a direct correlation to StarCraft because it came from Blizzard. So Blizzard started Dota. That's
true.
right. You suck.
Yeah. Whatever you say, man.
Yeah, dude. Got it down.
Dota was a ripoff of AOS. What's AOS?
I heard about that. It was like some mod, I think, if I remember correctly, for some game. And it wasn't as popular, and someone made it for...
Eon of Strife was
Yeah, that's
another
what it is.
Warcraft 3
Yep.
custom game.
Yep, Warcraft 3, that's what it was.
Eon Strife.
Yeah, well, Kingdom Hearts is a ripoff of Final Fantasy, but that game is way cooler. Let's start nerd raging in the chat. Let's go. The original Super Smash Brothers was the best one in the series.
Man, no way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is, but as far as competitive play goes, I've seen a guy just like destroy with Yoshi. I think it's Yoshi. Yoshi's just like unkillable.
Yoshi, what? He's like the worst champion.
No,
Or not
if you're
champion.
if you're pro, he's like broken.
No, he's so bad. He's so bad.
I'm telling you, man. I'm pretty sure it's Yoshi.
No,
He's
Yoshi's
like
so
crazy
bad.
broken.
He's in which one?
In the original Super Smash Bros. On N64.
No, he's
Yeah, man.
horrendous.
No, because he's got that tail whip, so you can actually hit people when they're already like lying on the ground.
You ready? You
So,
ready?
like, they just never
All
get
champions
up and
can
you
do
just
that.
kill
You
them.
hit down A. You hit down A. That's all you gotta do. All of them can do it. That's like a legit strat. Pikachu stops here. Link was awesome. Fox was #1, man. Fox was so good.
Is it Pikachu then? Maybe it's Pikachu.
Pikachu's kind of strong. I mean, he wasn't like OP broken. I don't know, man. But Yoshi was horrendous. He was like the worst ever. He had no like recovery.
I don't know. I never played a man. Link for life.
His up B was throwing a freaking egg. so like you can never recover if you didn't get your jump. Man, can't believe you, dude.
Yo, like I'm actually kind of sure that it was Yoshi who was like crazy broken.
No,
like, you could
they
just
literally
do this
just picked
move.
up Yoshi because Yoshi's story just came out. So they're like, oh, let's put Yoshi in here to open promotional stuff, and we'll just give him some moves. He was horrible, man. You can't even win with him. Jigglypuff was better than him.
I think it was Yoshi, man. I was talking to
No,
like some
you're-
pro fighter.
You're making me
players.
mad, dude. Yoshi's horrendous. He's so bad. He's the worst ever. Kirby was awesome. Kirby was good.
Oh, I know Link was terrible.
Link was
Like,
good,
my
dude.
My brother played Fox all the time, and like if you just miss once with Link, that's it.
Yeah, he had a lot of power
and
behind
you
his head,
can't
so.
up B. If you up B, even if you hit the guy, he's still gonna kill you.
Oh god.
Because like he up B's, you hit him, and then like Fox is back in your face before you can even do another move.
Link was good, dude. I would have destroyed you with Link.
No, I would have destroyed you, man. I'm like the best
like
Link. The light
Young
blue.
Link?
The light
So
blue
good.
Link. Pro. Are we even talking about the same game, man? I'm talking the
There's like
N64 version.
Yeah,
Because Young Link is in
was in
I
Melee,
think.
but I brought him up because I felt like it.
As long as you know that there's no Young Link in the original Smash Bros, then I'm happy.
There was? No, not the original, no.
I don't know, my brother plays a lot of Brawl. Brawl's pretty
Brawl's okay.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong, really OP in that game.
good. Donkey Kong?
Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
I don't know, I barely played. I usually just play Link because he's the coolest. I just wish I lived in Hyrule because, I mean, Link is the coolest, man.
He's pretty legit.
He saves Zelda, like, as a kid and stuff. He goes into Jabu's belly, alright? And just, like, I mean, would you do that if you were a kid?
No, I'd get a new girlfriend because Zelda is a pain in the ass. Who cares if she's a princess,
I know.
man?
Man, well, she's not as bad as that aquatic girl, right?
What? Aquatic girl?
Yeah, Princess Zora?
Oh no,
Dude,
I
she's
didn't play
annoying.
them
She like
much
wants
least.
to marry you and stuff, and you're like, and you run away.
I missed it. I gotta play that game.
No, Ocarina of Time is just like the best game. Anyways, guys, we finally got some more action here. There was a quick break there to make sure to restart that router, make sure that this live event here doesn't have some of the same issues that plagued the was it the LoL season finals? Man, did that have a lot of issues there with the internet. That was painful almost, but we are in. It's game number 4. I almost said 3. Robin, who do we got here?
Up in the top right corner, got a player. He managed to pull out game number 2, I believe it is, and it's actually making the series a bit of a close one, considering both these players didn't lose a map this whole entire weekend. It's gonna be your light pink Protoss player, Combat X. Yeah. A little salty after last game though. He didn't GG, pulling out 2 probes. It looks like.
Oh man.
Just kidding. Yeah, they had 2 probes. So bottom left corner, guys. Currently up in series 2-1 as the 2 probes are making its way to his base. It's going to be Henderlisk. Your cyan-colored Zerg.
That he is, and we actually saw this exact same build from Combat X going up against, I believe it was Warlords on this map. He loves to go for pylons and cannons behind the mineral line, because here on Entombed Valley, there's like no room between the mineral lines and the cliff, so it makes it really tough to get Zerglings and probes in there. Notice how he goes up the ramp, just barely sees the creep, and there he goes, already laying down that first pylon.
Yeah, this happened actually the first time we saw Combat X, I believe. Let's see how it goes. Remember the last time we saw him do it, though? The spawning pool was out of position and it was taken out quite quickly. This time, he knows to put his spawning pool back behind the mineral line, so it's going to be a little bit harder for this photon cannons to really do too much damage to any type of tech, if you will. So here we go. 1 photon cannon on the low ground, now 2 more on the way from the second probe.
He's done this a lot because he built those 2 cannons before even having vision there. So
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing. The first Zerglings here are popping out, going to try to deal with those photon cannons. Of course, the low ground photon cannon is almost done. We see a spine crawler going up. Oh no, that spine crawler is going up way too close to these photon cannons and is never going to complete. The Zerglings now are going right out across the map. We see that Hendrix, he wants to do some damage to Combat X, and yeah, we see the spine crawler there forced to cancel, but this photon cannon still in range, I think. Oh, no, it isn't. Perfect placement then from Hendrilisk right there. And meanwhile, the Photon Cannon doesn't look like it's going to finish for Combat X in time. Or will it?
It's going to be pretty close, but with the gateway blocking half the surface area there, it's going to make it easy way to finish off. So here we go. Ling's running forward, And he's going to go ahead and start going for the pylon here. It is getting pretty low in shields here. Will he be able to break on through? No, unfortunately not. The photon cannon does finish up. And now we have Hendula stuck on one base once again.
Yeah, this is really annoying play here, and Hendulus now, he's got a Spinecrawler up, he's got a couple of Queens. There's only 2 cannons here on the high ground, and both the Spinecrawler and the Queens will be able to outrange the low ground cannon here, but I think he's still going to be stuck here for quite a while. He might also be just waiting for some transfuse energy so that he can heal his units a bit more when he engages, but 2 Zerglings did make it into the main base here, Robin, and that's going to cause a bit of trouble here for Combat X.
Yeah, it certainly is. And go ahead and start running around, but still denying some mine time at the moment. And at this point, checking into Hindlisk here, he did grab double gas, switching straight into a Baneling Nest here. Going to start moving his Spinecrawler in position so he can try and start poking down the Photon Cannon. Up still in range, unfortunately. Queen's going to go ahead and tank a little bit of this damage here. Yeah, Queen's going down. Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, that is a little painful. We see the Zerglings getting in there to soak up a bit more damage, and it looks like the Spinecrawler and the Photon Cannon in a battle to the death. They might both go down, and they do.
That trade.
That's a trade. That's what that is. You're absolutely right, Robin. The 2 Zerglings now have speed in the main base of Combat X, so that's making it a little bit trickier here for him to actually deal with them. But again, I mean, Combat X, he's got that Nexus just finishing now. He's on 2 base versus his opponent's 1 base. No lair coming just yet. Oh, looks like he's going to go for a Baneling bust here to get out of his main, but I don't know. Across the map, he could actually go for a Baneling bust as well. There is a weak point here in the wall. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though.
Well, Hendulus did trade 2 Zerglings for 2 probes overall, so that's always nice. He has some great micro going on during that main. I know you probably couldn't keep all the action there, but he certainly did pretty good. But the Baneling Nest now finished up. The Baneling's going to go and slam into the pylon, and the pylon, it's dealt with.
Yeah, that's a good move there. Now he's got the Zerglings here trying to go after the rest of those pylons. And in fact, 1 pylon here is still going up. He's got to get to work on it as quickly as possible. We should even see the Queen moving over there, and indeed she is. And oh no, the pylon finishes there. Combat X, you know, say what you want, but he's got these cannon rushes down pat. Like, he knows exactly when to send that probe and when to build those pylons, and now Hendulus here is in even more trouble. He does manage to sneak a drone out, though, and it looks like he's going to build a hatchery, perhaps at his 3rd or 4th base location.
I would really like Hendulus to maybe move his Queen to this top left. I think he has this point where he'd be far away from the Photon Cannons, he can kill this pylon off.
Yeah, very
just
likely.
Barely. Yeah, it's in the top left corner. It'd take a little bit of a while for the Queen to walk there, but he could start working on it, and I think he would get it just fine. But he's trying his best here. He's getting expansion. He's got his lair on the way, doing what he can with what he can do on 1 base. I mean, they're just on 1 base, just not very good at all. But Combat X at home, now starting to feel a little bit safe here, getting a couple of Photon Cannons up at his natural main, starting to cover his bases so he doesn't have any Spire Tech come his way like he did in game number 1. But looking at it, it's 37 to 25 in Harvesters. And Hender's doing a good job of trying to look around for any probes that might be on the map here.
Well, it still has remained elusive. It's just hanging out here. Now going up into the main base. It is going to spot this extra hatchery going up for Hendulus. And these Zerglings got to make their way over there as soon as possible because you know Combat X is going to try cannon rushing this thing.
Yeah, there's a pylon immediately, too. These Zerglings are on a rally point. They will run into it, though. And there we go. Finally dealt with. So there goes the probe, too. And that's going to slow down the map control from Combat X for a while here, and going to allow him to finally do what he would please. Grabbing a few more Banelings, looks like, to finally get rid of this pylon at his natural. And from there, hopefully, he can get rid of these Photon Cannons, get his natural up, as well as potentially even... Oh, that'd be 4 bases, actually. If he can sustain for the next couple minutes, he may be able to catch up in drones. He is a good number behind, though. A total of 15.
Yeah, he's definitely in a lot of trouble. And oh, man, he didn't even have enough there to take down the pylon, so now he's losing a bunch of Zerglings. And so... I mean, Hendulus in a lot of trouble here, and I feel like you'd really be able to take advantage of, like, a 12 pool. You know, it's not crazy. Like, again, I mentioned this earlier on in the cast, 12 pools, you're not actually floating any larvae throughout the game, but you're able to get these Zerglings out just a little bit sooner. In fact, 10 seconds sooner exactly, and those 10 seconds mean everything when you're trying to stop a cannon rush. And Hendulus here going into that drone production, but like you said, he's pretty far behind, 35 to 48. What is Combat X up to, Robin?
Well, looking at his naturals, he's got his 3rd and 4th assimilator. He's gotten a warp prism as well, and moving into Robo. Last time we saw him do the strat, he went into double Robo yesterday, I believe it was. But this time, he's going heavy in the gateway production. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways, 6 gateways total on the map here. He's got +1 attack being queued up as well, and he's got a warp prism going down to the bottom right. Luckily, Hindrus did have a Link patrolling, so he is aware of it. Unfortunately, nothing really there to defend this hatchery, so we're going to go ahead and sack it, pull off his drones, and move him back to his what would be his 3rd base.
Yeah, it would be really tough for him to hold this 3rd. The +1 attack isn't quite done yet, so he can actually trade Zerglings okay with Stalkers, Zealots, Sentries. But I don't know, he might not have even noticed these units, to be honest. Though he is rallying all of his drones over towards his 3rd base location.
Well, here we go, man. It's going to go ahead and move his 4 Zealots and 1 Stalker into this hatchery. There is 1 lone muta here to scare the Zergling into suiciding. But hatchery is now being beat down, and that's just giving up. He's going to have to give up on it. He looks like he's going to go ahead and harass these Zealots. And Stalker actually
he might
jumps
actually
up
hold
way.
this hatchery. I think he will. These mutos are going to be able to clean up those Zealots just in the nick of time, and meanwhile the War Prism is making good its escape. And yeah, he's just barely going to be able to save it. I don't know if he's going to use it, though, but he hasn't started a hatchery at his natural, so we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Combat X did start his 3rd Nexus here, so that's really going to leave Hendrillus even further behind as he gets ahead economically. And he's also getting a couple of upgrades here, getting that Blink. Just finished that +1 melee, or rather ground attacks for the Protoss. Lots and lots of units flying across the map here for our Zerg player. He's going to try to break up this ramp. There's only a couple of sentries here to defend. The cannons haven't gone up quite yet. Robin, he might be able to do this.
With Stalker's warping in, though, it's going to force retreat. Oh, just kidding, though. You're right. The Lings and Balings are here. Is he commit to it? I feel like he could have, actually. Those gateways are actually pretty low on HP, but he's going to go ahead and move to the natural. And the natural, there's no sentries there. Is he going to run in? Oh, no, he loses all the Banelings on 1 Stalker. But it looks like he's going to break through.
That was a sick move to actually run the Stalker into the Banelings. But he does focus fire down that first pylon. There's still 2 cannons up, though. Sentries and Stalkers are engaging. That is huge. The Guardian Shield is so important here for these engagements, because the Mutalisks, they do that bounce, and the Guardian Shield adds the armor for each bounce, and the Mutas there clean up a couple of units, but are forced away. Stalker's waiting in the main. Looks like Combat X, he's got this ship sealed tight.
Oh, you got 2 Zealots down to the bottom right, though, and they are going to get rid of the hatchery. It has been killed off. Effectively, Hindrus is on 2 bases. Looking into the harvest really quick, he's now found a way to pull ahead on drones, 59 to 54. This is what he tried in game number 1, and he's making it work just a little bit better for him than he did in game number 1. Actually able to do a little bit of damage here, get a little bit of harassment, and killing off those sentries as well really helped him out. So at this point, Combat X is going to have to be a little bit defensively as he's trying to get his 3rd up. So at this point, Hindrus has actually obtained map control.
Yeah, he does, but for how long? I mean, we've also got a Dark Shrine now coming up for Combat X. That 3rd base starting to mine a bit. We see he actually tried to rally some probes over there, but he's got a full wall off at the top of the ramp, and the destructible rocks hadn't been taken down yet, so they couldn't make it. And instead we're sitting in the main base. He's got an observer over his opponent's lair, so he's going to know the second that his opponent might be going for Hive Tech for Broodlords. So even rushing to Broodlords here really won't help Hendrilisk out. And he's just making so many Zerglings and Mutalisks here. I feel like he's actually going to try to just like charge in.
Well, he's kind of hoping that Combat X will just stay on pure Stalker. So the Lings will do a lot of damage added with the Mutas, because Mutas actually in equal numbers of Stalkers will actually win that engagement. But Combat X actually has a lot of Stalkers at the moment. He's moving up in upgrades. And the DTs, though, because he's got a Dark Shrine up, are going to tear through Zerglings. And unfortunately, at this time, Hindrus is unaware of the Dark Shrine whatsoever, because most Protoss players aren't going to go for DTs unless behind. So Hindrus is kind of not really expecting this. I'd like to see him get a scout off pretty soon. But I don't see any Overlords anywhere close, really.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to get that scout. The Mutalisks, they did go in a little bit earlier on, but he didn't manage to see that Dark Shrine. He did spot this Warp Prism moving out, though, with a drone that he's got running around here on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side of the map. So he's trying to find that Warp Prism, trying to track it down. So far, no DTs have been warped in here by Combat X. There you go. He just warped in a bunch of them. They're leaving his main base now.
Yep, moving across the middle of the map, as well as the Warp Prism making its way down to the left here, so it may get into the natural and be able to get some DTs in. Actually, it's going to go ahead and go into that mode, actually, down by the 9 o'clock position. Interesting, because I don't think he's in a spot where he can really warp anything in unless he wants to do it under the tree. Can't really see the range there. But a lot of Stalkers And a decent amount of Archons now in the mix with Zealots as well. Combat X is a really great army against pure Ling Muta, actually.
He really does. Archons are super effective. They actually one-shot, especially with that +2. He's doing 43 damage per hit to each of those Zerglings. Now, the War Prism is getting caught here in the middle. Mutas fly right past it, and Hengelis does spot it, so he's going to go snipe that out. That's going to remove a little bit of a threat there. And in the end, the DTs haven't actually done any damage here for Combat X, but they have given him back some of that map control, and look at him move out on the map now.
Oh, here we go. Pushing across, even pushing the Archon as it's warping in right across the middle of the map. And immediately we go for a base trade scenario for Angelis. He's going to try and take some damage, taking out some gateways with pylons. Unfortunately, one more pylon is left there, though. But he is going to catch some probes, it looks like. And immediately, Combat X storms up the natural ramp. And there is just Lings here. Lings, unfortunately, not too good. Roaches are just now popping out right away, but he can't fight this army quite yet. He's going to need his mutas in the composition before he even tries to fight him.
Yeah, oh man, those drones there going for the drone drill. Archons, of course, doing splash damage. Roaches rallying out, but they're getting taken out one by one. Mutas, don't bunch up like that. The Archons will absolutely destroy you. A blink there by Combat X does buy a little bit of time for Hengelis, but he does lose a lot of mutas as well. Looks like he lost about 2 mutas there, got a bunch more into the pumpkin and red colors. And now we see Combat X moving up into that third base. The army of Hengelis trying to get back in position. He's got a bunch of Banelings, but against Stalkers and Archons, I think Banelings might be one of the least useful units. Here we go. Mutas are going in. They're clumping up quite a bit. Oh, man, look at the Archons. They're just completely destroying those Mutalisks. There's the GG. Combat X going to tie up the series here 2-2. That means we're going to a ace match here, Robin.
Oh, my gosh. Game number 5. What will happen? We can't even guess. Combat X and Hengelis, still fun matches actually. Overall, nice tech switches from Hengelis there. Oh, I'm sorry, from Combat X. The deal with just pure Ling Muta. We're going to go ahead and get ready for game number 5, guys.
That we will. This is WCG Canada Toronto Central Finals. Whoever wins this next game is going to China. That's a huge deal. This is basically like a $4,000 or $5,000 game that's coming up here, guys, plus the chance to win more at the WCG Finals. We're going to be right back in just a moment. Quick commercial break with that last match. Don't go anywhere.
All right, you ready, Kevin? And flip.
Whoa! Did you get that?
Yep. Look at this. It takes like 20 pictures at a time. I never miss anything. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that's really cool. You should upload these.
I know, right?
That is really amazing. Pictures are so clear.
Kevin's a handsome devil.
That phone does everything. Search dog tricks.
Okay, see if we can teach him something cool. Look at how lazy Kevin is.
Kevin, get it together, dude.
Come on, Kevin.
Take 20 pictures with Burst Shot on the Galaxy S3.
I am not just a television. I am a Samsung Smart TV. I am your cheer on Canada and follow Twitter on screen machine. The only question is, where will your passions take us?
We celebrate our diversity around the world with a passion to play. The planet will be watching, the message will be heard beyond the game, through the portal into cyberspace. We have come to decide our fate. We're here to celebrate beyond the game.
Have they decided on the 5th map? I'm going to get some water, but I don't want to miss the invite. Yep, that's right. Oh. Invite! I'm sure they're trying to figure out which map. Do, do, do.
You and I, we have met before through the magic of a moment in cyberspace. Driven by a passion to win.
Have you seen this Naniwa? Have you seen this Naniwa husky stuff? Naniwa's so mean.
The challenge of a lifetime stands before us.
Yeah.
Beyond the game.
Oh. It was posted on Reddit. That's one reason when I see it. I know. Well, Naniwa just calling him out for making money. I don't know, man. Popularity, man. That's what it gives you. It's impressive. I'm jelly. Oh, game 5. Here we go. Do it. Do it. Got the song down, man. He doesn't know me. He's like, again, it's not, who's Robin? Who's this guy? We give it to Katu. He's a famous caster. That's what it is, man. Nah, they were a surge from that one MLG. That's it. The last 3 MLGs I've been to, 16 followers, dude. Yeah. Yeah, no one watches them anymore. It's all good in the hood. Yeah. Oh, Katu's muted again? God. Katu, stop. You're making me look stupid just talking like crap.
That's good, man, because I was like singing the Beyond the Game song and everything, but it's not even recorded.
That is too funny. That's too funny. All right, I think everyone's ready. We're going to go ahead and start it up. Here we go.
Flandler's pretty pro, though. He's on top of that stuff.
I hate you, Katu. I'm not responding to you ever again until I know the chat says something about you. Something you say. I'm not. It's not happening. Done.
All right, guys. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. It is game number 5 in a best of 5 series. It's going to be happening here between Hendreless and Combat X. They're both in Toronto. And that could not have been more anticlimactic, but sometimes it happens. It happens,
dude.
Oh, we got dropped from the game, so just going to be a quick remake. You know, that's just so disappointing, because we were just having fun, chilling, I was muted, and then I was like, alright, it's showtime, Robin, we're going to build this up, we're going to make it epic, we're going to make it as awesome as it deserves to be, and then it was a dropped game. It's cool.
I have a word for that. Well, I have 2 words for that. It rhymed with clue calls.
Clue calls?
It rhymes with it.
It does. It does.
It does.
So much anticipation, no finish.
Yep. Yep. It hurts. It's painful.
I've heard. I've never experienced it, but I've heard.
And the only way to fix it is to try again.
It's true. It's true. Just walk back into that bar and, you know, there's a lot of other girls in there.
Who's the host? Katu's host. Again.
Oh, man. I don't like that power. Do not bestow that power upon me. I'll just start
Alright,
kicking
here we go.
people. Alright guys, this time it's gonna happen, it's gonna work. We've got game 5 here. Whoever wins is going to China to compete in the WCG World Finals. It's Hendreless versus Combat X. Here we go. And to make it even better, it looks like we've got another awesome drop game, plus the video decided to play in hyperspeed. So, you know, everything is just going perfect.
What the fudge?
What the fudge?
What the fudge? Oh. Let's go right again. What?
Yo, man, you're the host, so it's probably your fault.
No. Good luck only.
Look, I'll host this time.
Alright, you got this. Panda! What's up, dude?
See, man, you got all the followers.
What?
You got all the followers. You tweet,
I got
and then people
4 people here
come.
who maybe follow me on Twitter. Panda, Flandlord, TwizPops, and someone else that I may have not seen. That's it. That's it, man. Everyone else is here because of Team Liquid, right? Right? That's right, guys.
It's true. Team
TO.
Liquid is where we get all our viewers from.
Yep. Yep. The
I wonder
gateway
when they're gonna
drug of
start
StarCraft.
charging.
To be on the list.
Yeah, man.
They'd make so much
Like-
money.
Like they've added the featured on air, right? So there's the featured on air now, but like there's starting to be so many events. They'll either have to just up the requirements, like to actually get featured event, because you don't want to block, you know, events out. You want them to be able to get exposure because the community growing is good for Team Liquid as it is for everyone else, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just starting to get cluttered. And if it's clutter, no one likes clutter, man. That's why I don't go to Facebook.
I don't like to go to Facebook because of other things. I feel like everyone's so sad there. My day at work was horrible. Everyone comment on it. It's okay, you're beautiful. That's what everyone says to the girls.
Love you,
I hate it, man.
girl.
I love you, girl. You looking good tonight. Let's go out Friday and get drunk.
I gotta move combat up.
Yep. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ready? Ready, 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 ready. And we're ready. We're ready. Here we go.
All right, so I'm
It's
hosting
test
this
number
time,
3.
guys. We won't get dropped. I know how to host. Robin, I'm gonna give you a couple pointers on it after the cast.
Okay.
And hopefully the video will not play at super speed this time. This is the grand finals. It's game 5. It's that rubber match. Hendreless versus Combat X is starting now.
Are we gonna make it? Good. We're in. Victory.
And the video decided to play in hyperspeed. But that's okay. Spawning in the bottom left, we've got our Teal Zerg. He had not lost a single match before getting to this final series. He's lost 2 so far. We'll see what he can do here. It's Hendreless.
Here we go, guys. And in the top right corner, his opponent, a probe has been sent out. But it's okay. It's pretty normal. It's going to be your boy, your light pink Protoss player, Combat X, guys. This is the finals. Who do you think's going to win? I like seeing in the chat when it kind of just streams up and everyone says who they think is going to win. So if you think Hendreless is going to win, say it. If you think Combat X is going to win, say it. Mate Perplex Mad. He loves modding so much. Let us know, guys.
Definitely do let us know. We've got, of course, Combat X here going for that super quick forge. He's going for the 10 forge, and that means that he is... Oh, it's going to be a 10 gate instead. Either way, though, he's looking to get aggressive here early on. He's had good success 1 out of 2 games with this early gateway play. Now, the Overlord of Hendreless, though, is going right for that gateway. He'll be seeing it soon, and he is going for a 14 pool, so he should be in good shape to hold this off. And we've actually seen Hendreless have more trouble with the photon cannons than with the Zealots here, so I don't know. A bit of a longer rush distance here on Antigua than on Ohana as well, Robin.
Yeah, just a little bit. And the Overlord, of course, does see the probe right away. First pylon is down. But yeah, him grabbing that 14 pool is going to allow him to get... Remember you were talking about getting those Zergling's out about 10 seconds earlier last game. He's going to be able to do it now. Instead of going for the 15 pull, the 14 pull, it's just a little bit of more timing here. It might even get to the point that he can block the Cybernetics core from going down if he gets a drone down there in time. But nonetheless, keep an eye on Hindless. It's so important how he's going to handle these Zealots that are now on their way out.
It really is, and we see the Chrono Boost there just finishing on that gateway. First Zealot about to pop out, but he's going to be able to do something very similar to what he did on Cloud Kingdom, which is go for the Speedling run by, and this is such a good map for it, because Antigua Shipyards, I mean, he can't wall off. It is so difficult to wall off. It's a huge area. He needs to add another gateway, then a pylon, then a gateway or a forge or a cybernetics core or something like that. So it's going to be tough for Combat X to block this off, and he's just sending Zealots here out across the map. But we've already got the Zerglings out here for Hendrils. Again, that longer rush distance means that here on this map, the pylon is going to be down before the Zealot even gets there.
Well, Pylon's killed off immediately. It's just 3P the last couple of games now. That's where it comes down to what Hindless plans to do. He got the speed on the way, as you mentioned. Does actually... Did Combat X see that gas? I need to look at things while we have that 7 minutes going down. He did. Okay, so it could repeat... Well, it's Cloud Kingdom, right? Where he lost to the Speedling rush by?
It was Cloud Kingdom, and look at that. He goes for the Nexus first, yet again, being super greedy. And Hendrils, he's just seeing all of this. He's got his Overlord there. The metabolic boost is at 50 seconds done out of 110, so it's going to be done in about a minute here. The Zealots trying to continue doing some harassment. They'll see the hatchery, but there's more than enough Zerglings with a Queen to support, and just more and more Zerglings here coming forward. Hendrils is just in a fantastic position. We see Combat X trying to get that wall off, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off. It's going to be really close.
Watch him right now. He's grabbing a gas as well, which is really important, but maybe in a situation like this, you hold off on that gas and you get that wall finished up. Speed very close to finishing up. It finishes up at about 15 seconds. He's going to go ahead and engage these Zealots, though, which is making his Ling numbers get a little bit lower, and he's actually not getting too many more Lings out. 2 more now about to pop. And here we go. Speed's finishing up. Is he going to dart his way to that natural? Gateway or on the way.
There's still a hole open, though. And this is going to be quite a... Well, he's actually not making any more Speedlings. These are the only ones he's trying to make. He's going to try to sneak those through. A gateway does go up. I think the cannon is going to finish in time here. He's going to try to focus down that Cybernetics core. Oh, nope, going to go for the pylon instead. That's a good move. It's got less HP on it than that Cybernetics core. And even though he's going to lose a Zergling or 2 here, oh, will the pylons go down in time? No! The Zerglings sneak in. That's it. I don't think that Combat X is going to be able to catch up and come back from this here, Robin.
Yeah, it's a big deal here. He's actually going to focus down the Nexus. I would actually go ahead and try and get some probes here, but he's going to get the Nexus instead. Doing some stair-step micro, going to go ahead and deal with these probes, but denying mining time for sure. Taking some free hits on these photon cannons, but again, he's now in the main.
Huge move there by Hendrils, getting those units in. Combat X in so much trouble. Look at all this mining time he's losing, and I mean, that Zealot's going to be able to help a bit, but he still needs probes to help with these Zerglings, and oh man, just the mining time loss along with the scouting here provided. They're the probes at the natural, forced to pull off. Even one of them goes down. This is looking bad for Combat X. Third base is going up for Hendrils. There is a probe hanging out there, Zergling right beside it here. An unlikely friendship might be brewing there, Robin.
I know, a little bit of romanticness going on. And the Lings, again, still on the main, picking off probes left and right. What do we have? A total of 5 probes being cut off. But again, the story, as you mentioned, is a mining time, man. He's constantly missing mineral patches as well when he tries to retreat to the mineral patches. He actually kind of misclicks, and the probes just sit there. He's missed out on so much income, unfortunately. And still a lot of Lings just sitting in this main. Trying to harass that natural a little bit more. There's a Zealot there. He can actually get that Zealot if he wanted to. But not going to chase it into the photon cannon. And there we go. One more probe does go down. We got third base finished up for Hendrils. Look at the probe disruption sheet. 43 to 19 right now. Hendrils pretty darn far ahead.
Yeah, Hendrils really got his, you know, the first game that he played against this 10-gate opening that Combat X likes to do, he lost to it. He didn't hold it appropriately. He got super far behind early game and then lost about 5 minutes later. But ever since that first game, he has had the number here of Combat X, knows exactly how to deal with it. He does take out one more probe there with those Zerglings, a total of 9 probes killed, and God knows how much mining time. So Hendrils here in a great position moving forward. 64 supply to 32, Robin. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of supply discrepancy in a ZVP this early on.
Yeah, I mean, remember we were watching when actually Combat X did the strategy and it worked out for him, how far Hendrils was behind, and we kept saying Combat X could literally do anything he wanted to as long as he was teching up and moving forward and not allowing any harassment to happen on his side of the base. Like, the same thing for Hendrils here. He can do whatever he wants. He's going lair tech, getting +1 upgrades. for them roaches, and at any point, man, he can just push out if you wanted to. He can do Roach Hydra, literally, and potentially just have more stuff to overrun his opponent. So we'll keep an eye on him as long as he doesn't throw the game, essentially. He should have this in his bag.
We laugh, but Roach Hydra would be a really solid unit composition because if Combat X even tries to go for Colossus, he's going to have no other units. His economy is so low that he just can't sustain that kind of tech. So Hydras are actually like a really smart move in this situation. We do even have a macro hatch going up for Hendulus, so he's going to have a ton of extra production as well. And he's just capping off that 65, 67 drones here, up to 60 right now, and actually going to Roach production, as I correct myself.
Yeah, just pure Roach. I mean, essentially, you can just push in pure Roach. He has the manpower just to break down a wall and just literally flood Roaches in. Even if we had Combat X go like mass Void Ray and he had 3 or 4 Void Rays, he can just constantly keep flowing units in and killing people off, or killing units off.
Probably,
yeah. So we'll see what the plan is for Combat X. Get an observer out. I think go and try and get some scouting information off, but Roaches are just moving across the middle of the map. Speed's about to be done, and +1. This is going to be very, very deadly. 120 supply to 50 of Combat X, and he might actually get here before his upgrade can finish off if he kills off that Forge.
Yeah, he very well may. I think you're right. It depends how long he sits at the bottom of this ramp here, and Combat X went for 2 observers. He loves doing that, and that means that he's not going to have an Immortal here for a while. We see the Pylon actually getting focus fired, and that means that the Forge, of course, will not be able to continue building. We see the other Pylon going down. This isn't even a full wall off here, it seems, and, I mean, no cannon. Even the robotics facility no longer building that Immortal Robin. He's supply blocked. 52 out of 36. Cybernetics Core goes down. That means no Stalkers, no Sentries. Hendulus here is pushing in, and I think he's pushing into victory.
Oh, yeah, man. Probe's getting caught here. 1 lone Stalker. Combat X is going to have to micro. Never mind. He can't micro. He is dead. Literally, this is going to be GG. Hendulus is going to take the WCG tournament here. He will be going to China. He's getting some noodles, guys. GG. Well done, Hendulus.
Wow. That... I mean, every single game there was decided, it seems, in the first, like, 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Very true.
Combat X trying to do early aggression. Hendulus also trying to do some early aggression in some of those games, and it just always got decided in those first couple of minutes. Combat X came pretty close, man, but Hendulus does just edge it out there in that last game. That Speedling opener on Antigua is just solid in general, because it's such a hard natural expansion to wall off properly. So, guys, it's been a blast. Robin, always have a super fun time here casting with you. And
thanks for the invite, man.
Yeah, that's been WCG Canada, the Central Tournament. That's the finals. Hendulus there going to be representing Canada as one of the 3. We've got 2 other events coming up. There's going to be one in Vancouver. That's next weekend, the 26th, 27th, 28th. It's going to be at the Metropolis at Metrotown Atrium Court, which I believe is in Burnaby, BC, suburb of Vancouver. Then you've got the Eastern Regionals happening in Montreal, November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and that's going to be at the Complexe Desjardins. The Vancouver event has SC2 and FIFA 2012, and the Eastern Regionals has SC2, FIFA 2012, and Crossfire. I don't even know what game that is, but I thought it was a tabletop game that you threw marbles at each other.
Sounds epic.
Yeah,
that's
man.
all I know.
That was an awesome game when we were younger. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks a lot, Robin. Thanks a lot to our sponsors, Samsung, and the rest. All those other extra sponsors. Going to go into a quick couple of commercials here as we close down the stream, and we'll see you guys next weekend for the Vancouver Finals. Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robin, last words. Something better
no.
than yeah.
Again, guys, thanks for letting me come out and cast. I mean, thanks to WCG for letting me be part of the show. And again, Cartoon, I'll be at it again next Sunday. I think he's doing solo casting for the rest of the weekend, but I'll be here with him next Sunday. Other than that, just follow us on the Twitters, and we'll see you next time, man.
Follow that Robin TiVo.
That Cartoon StarCraft.
Nah, man, commercial's going shh.
All right, you ready, Kevin? And flip.
Whoa! Did you get that?
Yep. Look at this. It takes like 20 pictures at a time. I never miss anything. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that's really cool. You should upload these.
I know, right?
That is really amazing. Pictures are so clear.
Kevin's a handsome devil.
That phone does everything. Search dog tricks.
Okay, see if we can teach him something cool. Look at how lazy Kevin is.
Kevin, get it together, dude.
Come on, Kevin.
Take 20 pictures with Burst Shot on the Galaxy S3.
I am not just a television. I am a Samsung Smart TV. I am your window to the world. a portal, so no matter where you are, you're in the front row. I am a gateway, so you can access anything and watch everything. The only question is, where will your passions take us? Experience the future of smart TV now.
WCG, which began as the WCG Challenge in 2000, celebrated its 11th anniversary last year across Europe, America, and Asia. WCG, the world's best and largest game festival, has once again focused the world's attention on Busan, Korea, the birthplace of esports. The WCG 2011 Grand Final took place from December the 8th to the 11th in Busan, Korea. 600 gamers from 60 nations, 300 journalists from 43 countries, 1,300 officials, and over 40,000 visitors participated over a 4-day period in the world's largest esports festival. From over 1,300 tournament matches in 10 official categories, including the mobile category and 3 promotional categories. The Samsung Notebook Super Match, which is a big match among superstar gamers, chosen by the global online community. To various game events such as 3D games. We have applied the latest game and IT trends as the global leader in esports. 300 journalists from around the world produced over 3,195 articles and created media value of $12,532,415 within a 4-day period. WCG's online contents broadcast by Korea's OnGameNet, China's Neo TV, and Own 3D TV were viewed by 36,701,846 real-time viewers. The opening of WCG was on the headlines for prominent broadcasting stations, including America's CNN, Germany's RTL and ZDF, and Korea's KBS and KNN, showcasing WCG as the world's greatest game festival. KNN, the public TV station in Busan, conducted a special 2-part live WCG special, showing to the popularity of esports in Korea. With global IT companies such as Samsung Electronics, Razer, and Nvidia as sponsors, WCG 2011 GF served as an effective marketing platform targeting young people. Adding to the global brand exposure programs with on-site banner, website, TV, programs associated with products such as official products for the tournament, mobile games, Notebook Supermatch, 3D games, WCG provides sponsors with effective and interactive marketing tool for gaming events. Kunshan, a picturesque city with more than 2,000 years of history, adjacent to metropolis Shanghai to the east, and the cultural city Suzhou to the west. Kunshan is the cradle of Kunshu Opera, the origin of all operas in China. The Millennium Town, Zhouzhuang, is crowned as the #1 water town in China, and crabs from Yangcheng Lake are well known at home and abroad. Kunshan is an important industrial base in mainland China, featured by a complete IT industrial chain. For 2011, total output of notebook computer in Kunshan has achieved 70 million. Kunshan also boasts a huge market for esports and great potential for esports industry. WCG is taking on new challenges for a new future. To communicate better with more gamers, we are choosing trend-leading technology and gaming solutions and preparing for greater changes to come. WCG. WCG's great adventure continues on. World Cyber Games.